Landscape engineers, Garden Street, Becket Hill, connecting balconies from one building to the other, connecting catwalks, some emission rust on them, signs of lack of maintenance. And then you come down, you're in the courtyard here, to this one, to this little court here, around here, and out there to get to the street. Then you have connected balconies back here. Just the right side is theirs. Same thing, Everett lacks some maintenance due to the rusting, and you can see square bolts in it. And you can see the cement issues in it.
Fire Escape Services. We're doing a job review with 18 Garden Street. We have Inspector Thomas Curran of Fire Escape Engineers reviewing us with some photographs of this particular fire escape system. Mr. Curran, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, let's go. I see your first photo. Tell us a little bit about it. I got an L-shaped fire escape. Which part belongs to 18? Is it the one straight ahead or the one to the left side?
Yes, the one straight ahead.
Okay. So it's connecting balconies. I got two that I can see only, or is there a third up above by the roof line that nobody can see?
Yes, there is. You can barely see it because of the way we were taking the pictures from the alley. Yes.
So
There's three of them.
three identical fire escapes. Okay, I'm ready.
Yes.
I'm ready for the next photo. Go ahead.
Whoops, wrong direction. I'm going.
So it was very difficult to get to these fire escapes.
It's typical Beacon Hill. We have to go in a door and duck under a walkway to the back to a small back alley.
Perfect.
Everything is going to be brought into that, And when you're my height, you have to really bend over. You know what I'm talking about. You can see the brick wall there. You can see the grading.
Perfect. So let's take a look at the brick wall. It looks like it wasn't done very professionally. Back up one, please. Let's stay on that first photograph. It's very clear that there was obviously some the connections into the wall are unverifiable at this time, and whoever did the cement work basically just blobbed the cement on there, and it looks like it has a huge structural crack going from lower left up to the right top. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's usually an indication that there's a lot of water that got in there for it to spall and crack that entire. So that the connections into the wall are
typical Beacon Hill. It's shifting because of the water table.
Yeah, but there's definitely a structural crack going from left to right, indicating that there was some severe water penetration and pushing from the inside out on that. Correct?
Yes.
So those connections are questionable going into the building. Okay, now let's talk about. I'm looking at the paint. We got a structure older than 1978, so this one does EPA rules apply. You must be a licensed renovator to touch this fire escape.
Yes, sir.
All right, so that is just the EPA guidelines that say fire escapes at 78, older than 78, have lead on them. So we got to make sure that all the windows are closed and that the people sign off properly prior to any work being done, so that there's no lead contamination into any of the apartments. All right, I'm ready for the next photograph. Go ahead.
You can see the spaces are gone in the grading.
Yes, I noticed that, and that is. Yeah, so the grading has to be replaced?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next. That's a life safety issue right now, with those gradings being that way. Trap a foot.
Some of them, yes.
Very good. Okay.
You can see the cement.
Yeah, again, Yeah, I would go back one photo, please. So we've got some connections into the wall that we need to. I would recommend to the client that they get them out of the wall and use angle brackets outside with expansion bolts back into the building to avoid this happening, so that when the mason finally gets to this work, they can seal. There's a lot of severe crack that is really feeding that iron. So that iron has been getting a lot of water, and I can see the rust stains coming out of that crack.
Yes.
So I would recommend to the client that the steel be removed from inside, and that this be made an external bracket with expansion bolts, which is going to be a lot better for this building.
Okay.
Okay, next photograph, please. The other way. Here you go.
See some more of the brick.
More brick, yeah.
See the square bolts in it.
Yeah. So all original hardware. There hasn't been any refurbishment to your knowledge?
No, but look, it's all square bolts, so it's original hardware, 50, 75-year-old hardware.
Okay, so you want that either spot repaired and load tested, or you want that refurbished to avoid the load test?
Yes.
Okay. What am I looking at now?
You're looking at the back of the building, the crossover balconies,
Belo-
catwalks from one building to the other.
Belongs to them?
Yes, half it does, and that's a catch-22 because it's over an alley. There's no midpoint, so if the other people don't want to help them repair it, they've technically got to pay the whole thing.
Right. We'll discuss that with the client as to what it is. What are you finding on cement on both sides?
Cement's bad. The steel is these small I-beams are rotten. You can see a lot of rot on them. I would say that they would have to be replaced. The grading is all bad on it.
I'm looking at to the left side. Is that light that comes through on that photograph? Is it eaten through? The C channels have been eaten through?
Hold on a minute. Some of them have been eaten through. Yep.
Is that all?
That's some of the channel.
Yeah, go back
some of
one.
it is cement on it, but some of it it's eating through. Yes.
Okay, there's no paint on this. I can't see any paint on this fire escape.
Oh no. Nope.
Okay.
Definitely not.
Okay. Next. Yeah. Hold on.
But we
Go
did
back
get-
one. Go back one. You can see just how severe that is. One more.
Yes. Well, we have some pictures where we got out on the top floor one.
Okay.
You can even see it. These are pictures taken from the alley.
Okay.
You can see the cement.
All right.
That's why I'm saying that.
And we definitely got all the spacers realigning themselves, which is an indicator that the rust has grown inside on all those gratings. So they have a choice to either reinforce the existing grating with the sandwich, or they can replace the grating.
I'd say replace it. That's the balcony. You can see where we got out onto the balcony. Get some pictures of it.
Yeah. So
Up on
again,
the very top.
life safety issues, because you can get your foot trapped through there. Just go back one and we've got some
Space there.
Yeah, that space there. That's where a child or a person's foot will go through there and basically lock their foot into position, and they can't get it out. So that's why it's a life safety issue on this particular fire escape, okay?
With the brick there.
Yeah. So a lot of this needs to be sealed up with 8 inches square. Some of the steel buried into the building.
This is the catwalks from building to building right now we're looking at.
Sure, and all the spaces are gone. We can see that definitely. Everything is gone. We should make new attachment points into the building so that we can use expansion bolts instead of these pieces of steel in between the brick, because they'll spall. Hold on that one, please. That one in the window. Go back to the one on the window.
All right, hold on 1 second, sir. Yep.
Yep. The ones on the windows, and go to the next. Go forward one photograph, please.
Forward one. Okay, we're on direction,
Yeah.
sir.
You have some good shots here of just how bad the spaces are, Tom. If you can go back 3 shots, I think that was, and then we'll go forward slowly, and wait for me to say next. right
Wanna go
there.
back another one?
Hold that one there for a second. That is where, you know, when the steel is in the building, especially near a window casing, we have to basically go about 5 inches into the brick area away from this connection and make a better connection using an angle clip. And that angle clip will use we'll get the steel out of there, because this stuff does nothing but destroy windowsills and it destroys the brick. So that's a typical repair. Can you go back a couple? I think you had a great shot of just how bad the grading spaces are.
Right there.
No, it was another one before that. Go forward.
The other way.
It probably went the other
Yep.
way. And definitely got no paint on this, so we definitely, yeah, right there. You just passed it.
Yep.
So we definitely got a
And all
renovator.
three of them are like that.
Yeah, we definitely got a renovator's license issue. But if you go back one photograph, Tom, you'll see the wow, it's kind of strange. Yeah, I don't know if you're just flying through it, but all right, let's keep. Yeah, right there. That shows how bad the rot is on the inside. Go forward one, please. It was a up close shot of right there. Again, don't forget there's a delay, Tom, when you show these. All right, so
I'm sorry.
there's no there is a, so this is repairable with a sandwich, right? We can create the 1/4-inch sandwich from below and above.
I'd say with the age of this and how many spaces you're going to be better off and easier to replace them, because to try to work on them there, you're going to have to rebuild this from the first floor up. It's so bad.
So you're saying that the cost associated with servicing this is it's one or the other. It's better to replace these with new grading galvanized. So
And
all
it'd be,
grading should go back in
yeah,
galvanized.
because of the time of taking this down, dropping on it, working on the ground on it, because there's no place to work on it on the floors and all that stuff, and no room in that alley, you'd be better off replacing it.
How would a team be able to work? Could they get into that pit anyway?
Yep. They can get in there.
All right, so they can work inside the pit and then basically
Very
use
little
a
room in
hoist.
that pit to work in, but they can work in there.
Right.
You have to build the bottom floor first and work up, because there's no way, you can't get a 40-foot ladder in there. There's no room to maneuver one in there.
Very good. Okay, next photographs, please.
You can see the brick, the wall there, the
Yeah.
brick. See the grading.
Yep.
And you can see how small the alley is.
Sure. But it is workable, so just so the vendors. Okay, looks good.
You can see the other two are basically the same.
Yep, perfect. Got it.
Okay.
And this is the only two fire escape systems. So there's actually two systems. We do have structural cracks here. The clients have to be made aware of that. Normally, the vendor will take care of anything that's 4 to 8 inches square from a piece of steel going into the building. But any other structural cracks on the structure that is due to sills or just into ice jacking or rust jacking, is a mason must come in after the fact. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next.
You can see typical flower pots and everything.
Sure.
And that's it. That's the front door showing the building.
Very good. So in a repeat, in order to do this job, must be a licensed renovator, must pull a permit to do all this work as required by the city of Boston. Correct. Replace the gratings. Some of the steel needs to be replaced because on some of those crossovers they're actually rotted out, and all the connections into the buildings are unverifiable at this time, because we can see evidence that there was a lot of water that got inside the wall from all the structural cracks. None of the structural cracks, other than 4 to 8 inches square of the steel, is supposed to be worked by the vendor, and the rest of it is all by to be done by a mason. Correct?
Yes, sir.
And the fire escape is older than 1978, has lead, and you show no evidence of maintenance. All the what do you call it? All the original hardware is still there. Very little, if no, evidence of maintenance, and it looks like this thing hasn't been painted in at least 25 years. Any questions? I think I must have lost you. Any questions? 800-649-3333. The inspector of record from Fire Escape Engineers was Inspector Tom Curran. Any questions on this? 800-649-3333.